This was a test for Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, and he has failed. He was put in a spot by Chautala, and the aim was to see whether the Chief Minister could come out of it unscathed. He has not, and this will have political ramification for the BJP government in Haryana for as long as it is in power until the next elections. Khattar has shown himself to be weak and a man who cannot stand by one position. In the face of protests and internal pressure, Khattar has buckled. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video, I will tell you how Khattar's action against the Karnal SDM proves that he is helpless before Chautala. For many days now, protesting farmers have staged large-scale protests in Haryana's Karnal, blocking highways and holding a Mahapanchayat of sorts. This comes in a backdrop of August 28 incident when Karnal's sub-divisional magistrate Ayush Sinha was heard instructing the police to break the head of the protester, while adding that they have the permission to deal with the protesters using the amount of force which they deem fit. This has caused widespread outrage on social media, and the protesting farmers were enraged, leading to them staging protests across Haryana, especially in Karnal. The BJP-led government of Haryana under the leadership of Manohar Lal Khattar was so long trying to shield the SDM in question. However, it has now given into the tremendous pressure and has announced a series of decisions to probe the August 28 incident. In the latest development in Karnal Protest, the Haryana government met farmer leader on Saturday morning. After the meeting, the administration offered an impartial inquiry in the case led by a retired High Court judge as well as compensation for the family of the deceased. Furthermore, for the time that the inquiry is progressing, the state government has offered to send the accused officer on leave and has promised 2 jobs for the family members of the deceased farmer. Addressing a joint press conference of the administration and the farmer leaders, Additional Chief Secretary Devendra Singh said, former SDM Ayush Sinha will be on leave during this period. Haryana government will give job to 2 families of deceased farmers Satish Kajal on sanctioned post in Karnal district at DC rate. A day after the incident involving Karnal SDM instructing policemen to break the heads of protesting farmers, Haryana Deputy Chief Minister Chautala said, the use of such kind of words by an IS officer for farmers is condemnable. Definitely, action will be taken against him. In a clarification, the SDM said he didn't sleep for the last 2 days. He probably doesn't know that the farmers also don't sleep 200 days a year. Interestingly, the Haryana government tried playing hardball for some time, but eventually ended up giving in to the demands of the protesters. Several meetings between the protesters and district administration had ended in stalemate, with the farmers alleging that the government was trying to protect the SDM. However, Manohar Lal Khattar knew that if he did not give in to the demands of the farmers, especially when they had the backing of Jan Nayak Janata Party Chief and Deputy Chief Minister Chautala, his government stared at the prospect of collapsing. The BJP has 40 seats in the 90-member Haryana Legislative Embassy. As such, it is 6 MLAs short of a simple majority, which is why it requires the backing of the JJM and Chautala. Khattar has proven that he is not a strong chief minister, while the recent case also shows the woes that coalition government will have to suffer throughout their tenure. Compromises and adjustments are the order of the day. Moving forward, Khattar has opened the floodgates of him being strong-armed by the BJP's alliance partners in Haryana. Chautala, meanwhile, will exercise even greater influence within Haryana government after the recent sequence of events that have shown Khattar as a man who buckles under pressure.